Welcome to Daggers and Shadow Daddies.
We're your hosts, Ryan and Adriana.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
Warning, this podcast contains explicit content.
Don't drop the soap, it's gonna get dirty.
It's all vibes and no facts.
Which one's the Shadow Daddy? The sexy one? Before diving into the book, you should all know that this podcast is all about facts and a billion spoilers.
Absolutely not. No, absolutely no facts, all vibes, and no spoilers. This is our first time reading Throne of Glass.
This is our first time reading anything.
No.
We just read the chapter titles and then we guess what happened.
This is truly our first book of the series, spoiler-free.
But it will be full of spoilers and we know everything. It's all
No.
facts.
Don't listen to him. Enjoy.
Or don't.
Well, we're back in chapter 17. We talked about why Nehemia was likely not suggested, but at least she's royalty. And then she suggested Elise. I don't think we know who that is.
Elise Curatrice, Mechanise Cardinal.
But Mama Dorian makes a comment about it being ridiculous to marry for love. So that's this type of world.
That's this type of situation. I assume some people in the world marry for love.
But not royalty.
Yeah, and I think that's actually true just in real life. I don't believe royal people are marrying for love.
I think there's some type of noble dance and that's happening, and
They
Dorian
described
left.
it to us. Do you remember what the dance is?
No.
So they put their hands out in front of themselves. They flip one hand over and then the other hand over. They put the other hand up on their head and the other hand up on their head. And then they cross their arm kind of, and it goes down to their hips on each side. And then other hands, they switch hands kind of on their butts. They roll their hips around and they go, hey, Macarena, hi. And they clap. And it's all of them peacocking trying to find a mate. And the one whose hips don't work well, that one gets the ugliest mate.
Dorian's like, I'm not having any of this. And he goes to check out his pregnant dog.
I don't know why you worded it like that, but yeah. So he didn't care to participate in the Macarena. You're correct. And then he goes to check on his dog. Who was she pregnant or did she just have puppies? I can't remember.
I think she's pregnant.
Oh, okay. I think you're right, actually. And she was infected by a ghost dog.
Nope.
And that dog is what's eating these people as they're floating around the place. And he loves that dog, but he didn't know that dog is a Fenrir.
What's a Fenrir?
I don't know, man. It's like a Norse mythology wolf thing. Look it up.
No, I'm not going
Please.
to look it up.
I thought if I said it suggestively, you'd be like, not suggestively. If I said it.
Selena shows up to the sparring ring with a sword and Nehemia. And that's, I think, when Dorian sees those two of like, what the fuck are you two doing? And she's like, I'm training her. Like, no, you shouldn't be training her. They find this. She's a princess. You two shouldn't even be hanging out alone. None of this stuff. And then there's flirty banter between Dorian and Selena. And at this point in my notes, I was still like, it's Dorian.
I still think it's Dorian, so you're fine.
And she asks if he's scared of her.
Did we blow off the before the party one? Where Dorian sees her and he's like, oh, what are you wearing?
No,
we find out
that's
Dorian's
coming
got
up.
a foot fetish?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, okay. We'll wait till we get there.
No, that's coming up, though, because that scene pissed me off also with Dorian. That's where I'm like, I swear to God, if this is Dorian.
It was his mother's wedding dress. Fits her like a glove.
Chapter 18, Kaol shows up and he's a party pooper and shut the sparring down. He was like, what are you guys doing? And he's just very distraught that Selena, an assassin, was left alone with the prince and princess. He's like, you guys are fucking dumb. And I don't think that he's wrong. And he was, yep. So I had that.
So what the fuck? What's the difference? I mean this so kindly, but if she was like a real assassin.
She is a real assassin. Stop saying that.
Okay, all right. Hypothetically, if she were good at it. Why would she's living in the same castle as these two? Nobody is guarding her room 24 hours a day. We know this because she sneaks out later. Nobody's watching her at night.
Yes, they are. There's guards at night outside
kind
her
of.
room. They don't know there's a secret tunnel in her room, but there are guards there all the time. And there's guards that take
So
her
who
to
picked her
the
room?
library.
Who picked her room?
Probably Kale.
You don't think Kale knows that there's secret passages about her room?
No, he doesn't know this.
Weird, because when he says, "Where the fuck were you last night?" And she's like, "You should know. You dropped me off this. Kill that all trinket." And he's like, "Yeah, but I was only here for like 2 minutes. What about the rest of the night?" And she's like, "How's how?" He could have conferred with the guards that were supposedly outside.
That she didn't walk out the front door.
Correct.
He did confer with them.
And he still didn't believe her initially. My question is, why, if he's aware that she's getting out without the guards, does he think doing this in broad daylight is any worse for them than if she just snuck out there, slit somebody's throat while they were sleeping?
I don't know.
His understanding of her abilities is either really good or really bad. And I'm not sure if I agree with him that she's such a terrible assassin he's not worried about nighttime. Like maybe she's afraid of the dark. She's one of those assassins. Or maybe he really underestimates her, as do I. And then he should be more worried.
No, he is very worried all the time. He's giving Dorian shit about this. He's also very upset about her being with Nehemia alone. I don't understand how Nehemia and that other princess bitch, the one that's like annoying, don't know that she is one of the champions. And even Nehemia makes a comment of, when you get done doing whatever you do with him, pointing to Chaol, and she's discussing like the training time, but she doesn't know that's what Lillian is doing. How are they playing it off that she's Lady Lillian, but yet she's not invited to parties?
I actually have this answer for you. So the party thing is explained away that she had a prior engagement. The prince explains that away. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but why are they playing it off? Like, the champions are hanging out.
It's a whole different thing, though. That's why she's not allowed there, because she's playing both people. And when she's Lady Lillian, they use a beauty mark on her. And then when she's a champion, it's the glasses with the nose and the mustache and the eyebrows? The Eugene Levy disguise. It's just like that, but it's just with a beauty mark.
Stop.
And you know how they're going to find her out? She's going to one time be doing it in like a mirror, but she's going to fuck up whether it's on the right or left hand side of her face and be like, "Oh my God, your mole moved."
Do you remember that Scar girl on TikTok?
Yeah, same thing.
That girl completely denies that phase ever happened.
That's honestly maybe the healthiest thing she could do.
That's all you could do.
Wasn't
But that's
me.
a great example of when you're like 17 to 20 years old, because I think she was in that age range. If she just committed to the bit, she's like, the bit has to stop eventually.
It's crazy. Sorry.
Anyways, in this moment, they were sparring, and I think Dorian was like, well, she shouldn't spar with you, Selena. She can't train with you, but she can spar with me. So it was Dorian and Nehemia, and Chaol was pissed about, I think, Dorian even fighting with Nehemia. And it was just, he was all crabby. And then he sent Selena away, and I wonder if she was feeling like they weren't actually friends. Again, at this point, I'm like, these guys are friends, and you guys just got in a fight. That really sucks. I think they have feelings for each other a little bit, but they're both in denial.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think they do both have feelings, but I think it's just two horny people. I don't think it's deep.
Just classic.
Just classic horny.
Oh, Caltaine is the name of that annoying girl. So in chapter 18, we have Caltaine and others are hanging out, and Caltaine is sad.
Caitlin.
It's
just
like
call it Caitlin.
Caltaine is sad that Dorian left because she really wants to marry Dorian. And I think the reason she wants to marry Dorian is because her back burner marriage is to Parrington.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot who Parrington was.
You keep calling him like Periwinkle.
Yeah, he's Periwinkle, Peacock, Periodot. Turns out that's a birthstone. Learned that the other day, trivia.
So then Parrington talks to Caltaine, and he's super gross. He has hairy hands, yellow smile.
But very strong.
Under his soft arms. They're like soft but strong.
Okay, all right. Yeah, but I think you can still be attractive and a little soft.
Yes.
But don't you?
Yes. But this guy has that's why I wrote down, I didn't describe any of that. What stood out to me was he has hairy hands that he was like gripping onto her. You do not have hairy hands. Knock it off. I'm thinking of like the hairy hands from Tropic Thunder at the very end.
Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise dance moves.
Yeah.
That's how I'm picturing Parrington in this.
That's a good call. Man, and actually yoked underneath a softer layer.
Yep.
No, you're not wrong. Okay. Well done.
We learned that she was trying to pry information about Dorian's possible potential women he's interested in. And the guy's just like, oh, yeah, we need to get that man married. But you and me, right? And she's like, huh? And she brings up Lillian. She's like, well, I heard that he's kind of into Lady Lillian. Have you heard that? He's like, that's not even possible. Even if he did, no. And she's like, oh, really?
He prefers his women with a penis.
So she got this intel. She doesn't really understand it or know what to do with it. But then that started making me think, does Parrington know that Lillian is Selena? Like, is that why he thinks that it's impossible? Is that what he knows?
He's royal. He knows about her.
And his champion is Kane, and Kane knows about her.
Yeah, I agree.
Kaol warns Dorian about being friendly with Selena, and I think Dorian jokes back at Kaol about being jealous.
Yeah, he's like, bitch, what are you talking about? You sneak in and out of her room all the time.
But sneaking had not happened. But Dorian's definitely...
He does bring that up to her. He's like, I see you coming in and out of her room.
Kaol?
Yeah, Dorian brings this up to Kaol.
This is later. They haven't done that first.
Oh, this is their first argument of how jealous they are of each other? Okay, all right.
We learned nothing new about what happened to the murdered champion. Chapter 20, Selena felt like she took her fight too far with Kaol. She was starting to regret, like, I probably said some shit that I shouldn't have. Because I think she says, I hate you.
Also, she calls him basically a spoiled little bitch.
He is.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Why are you giving me
Who's they both are in your scenario?
Dorian and Kaol are pretty spoiled.
I think you meant Selena, and I'm like, I wouldn't call her a spoiled.
Well, and I think that kind of was part of my feeling that I don't think they recognize the position that she's in. She doesn't have freedom, and they are both free. Well, Kaol to a degree. I mean,
what freedom is there, really?
Yeah, he can't just leave.
And also, there's like a forest of Fae or something like that they talk about. They were all banished. When they discuss the Fae thing, they're like, oh, they're all over there. That's where they were made to be kept. And they're like, but it's just stories.
I don't remember this.
Maybe
is this maybe a different book?
Potentially.
Okay.
Oops. I don't know, guys.
Did you get ahead on your chapters?
No, not on this one.
In chapter 20, she finds a piano, and she played and played passionately and was abruptly interrupted by a man.
Hold on. My favorite, though, okay, so she's got her eyes closed while she's playing.
Yes.
Right? Does anybody else picture Ray Charles playing?
No.
Okay. I did because I was like, eyes closed, but she was just really getting into it. And Ray Charles was so cool, the way he'd play piano. I don't know. Stevie Wonder's cool, too. Just blind. Do you picture a blind man playing the piano?
No. I was picturing her playing piano.
You don't picture her as a sweet and sour sort of African-American man?
No.
Middle-aged kind of. No.
Is that why you weren't distraught by Dorian interrupting? Because you saw it as...
Honestly, I still think he should be not interrupting. If Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles are playing the piano, pro tip, keep your fucking mouth shut. Let them go, okay? No, I think it would be fun if you imagine this instead of Stevie Wonder playing piano. Like, she's just, what is that called? Doesn't matter. It's not going to work for me. You have a different thing in your mind.
No, we already talked about it, and you validated my point so well.
It was you really nailed it. I've got nothing.
I just feel so dumb that I didn't catch it the first time, that I was like, oh, this is kind of sweet, He's asking her about her past, and she's sharing, they're talking, and then I re-listen, I'm like, you fuck, stay over there by the door, and you just listen and wait your turn.
I hope that her singing voice is like Tracy Chapman.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
She's just over there singing Fast Car.
I could slap you. Just slap you.
I gotta take it anywhere. Maybe we can make a deal. That would be my song for this. Hold on. 1 second.
Do you remember in Elf where she's singing in the shower?
Yes.
And then Dorian just like intrudes and starts singing also.
It was even funnier if he came in singing like Will Ferrell to "It's Cold Outside," but she's not singing that song at all. She's just talking. Okay, so she's singing Tracy Chapman's part, and I've got
Wait,
one
wait.
second.
While you're looking that up, did I ever show you the video of this girl that rewrote "Creep" by Radiohead?
She did the opposing perspective.
She did, yeah. So you have Creep playing, and then you have her as the woman with her own lyrics. But it was done in such a way that it was actually the man is saying, "I'm a creep and you are just so beautiful," and all these things. And she was doing these words that made him sound like a creep and a stalker.
She actually understands the song.
Yeah.
I love the song "Creep," but I hate when people act like it's something where it's about self-pity. It is not about self-pity. It is about recognizing that you are actually disturbed.
That's what she did. It completely reshaped listening to the lyrics, and she made it sound scary. Like she was a scared woman fearing this man being in love and stalking her. It was so good.
She should be. She should be afraid of a creepy dude. It was perfect. She did an amazing job.
Okay, but anyways, you have Tracy Chapman.
So this is her on the piano.
Say the name of the song.
Fast Car. Never mind, she's in the dungeon and she's singing this to Dorian. Would be so funny to me.
There's something about this song, actually.
Okay. And now, wait for it to get to this part. And then I want you to go, "Baby, it's cold outside." That's so fucking funny to me.
Tracy Chapman's Fast Car isn't really about a fast car, but a story about escaping poverty, the struggle of social mobility, and the crushing weight of systematic issues. That's actually a great song for Selena, and that she's playing that song, right? And she is feeling the weight of all of those things. And then you have this privileged fucking prince who's just like,
"Baby, it's cold outside."
He's just like, oh my God. It just, yeah.
But this is where I love to imagine that that's what's happening in this situation. You
like,
adding Will Ferrell to have made it so much better. Because
he's like, "What brought all this hurt in your life?" She's like, "I'm fucking poor and I'm not free, and because of you."
he's like, "That sounds terrible."
He's like, "You kill people for a living.
Enjoy your rooms in my castle." Which is
what was the moment where he says something about, "Well, I think she likes being pampered." Oh, when Kale's just like, "She could fucking kill you," and he's like, "No, I think she kind of likes being pampered."
Yeah, and here's the thing. He's not entirely wrong. She does. She talks about it.
Pampering her by just letting her stay there while, like, she fights to the fucking death at these challenges. It doesn't give her a goddamn dress to wear to any of these events. Why does she have a dress?
I can't tell who you're mad at right now.
I'm mad at Dorian again.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is why when I started this whole conversation, my attitude of Dorian has completely changed from last episode to second reread of these chapters. Because if he ends up being the love interest, I'm going to be mad. I'm like, oh, I guess we're just going to forgive him for all this bullshit.
Yeah, you're going to have to. Because he's definitely the guy. Or maybe this is my lesbian story.
And Selena and Nehemia.
Yes, I'd be super down. Yes.
I don't think it's going to be, but that would be nice because they both are, because they would make a great couple.
It seems like it. I mean, we don't know.
Because when Nehemia goes, she's training up, right? You have Selena is teaching her another language and is training her how to fight. When Nehemia needs to go to battle for her people, who's the best person by her side? Selena.
Yeah, the world famous secret assassin.
You're adding the word secret.
It's implied with assassin. Oh, funny.
All right. This is, okay, you can see my notes during this. She found a piano and played passionately and abruptly interrupted by a man. He asked her about her and Kale, I think implying that Kale doesn't hate her, but I'm not certain if that's what's happening in this conversation. I don't think Dorian is going to be her partner. He's a player. He's insulted her that she kills for money. I also think he's weak and a bit of a brat compared to Kale, and Selena deserves what Nehemia wants also. Like in the last bit of chapters where
Each other.
each other.
That's what they deserve.
Because I had a moment where Nehemia was just like, no, I don't want Dorian because of these reasons. This is what I want. And that was really hard to move past that. If I thought Selena is with Dorian, that means she has what Nehemia doesn't even want. I'm like, what? No, they deserve both. They both deserve what Nehemia wants. And this is, oh, I forgot. This is huge. And the books that he gave her to read seem more for him than for her, because she said one was about a desire for adventure. So the books weren't even for her benefit. They seemed to be more about him centered.
Yeah, I think he's giving her books that give her a hint as to what his plan is. Is it shitty of him? Yes. You got plenty of time to discuss this with her later. But I would say that she's looking at that a little face value-esque.
Maybe, but I think that's important to note that she's just like, you don't think I'm picking up what you're laying down with the books you're giving me?
So I've had adventure. You're the bitch who's never done anything. Remember, I killed all those people secretly.
Anyways, there was just obviously a huge turning point for me.
What, you and Selena.
Chapter 20.
You do kind of pick up where these characters are at, and you're with them. I think it's so much fun.
Doing this reread was really important because, not a reread of the book, to clarify, I read my chapters and then I reread them to get my notes. And doing that really helped me like Selena. Get on board with her perspective, what she's doing, and all.
I should have reread my chapters. I'm thoroughly enjoying this book. I want to bring that up.
She also tells Dorian she lost her friend or partner, someone named Sam.
I assume it was a brother.
I don't know, some man in her life, and that's why she was playing. She was thinking about him. Chapter 21, it's a new challenge, capture the flag. A competitor fell and died. Someone started cutting Nox's rope and she recklessly catches him. But after she catches him, they get their grounding and whatnot, and then she kind of leaves him there in the precarious, difficult spot, and then they both go up. I'm like, yeah, I'll save you once, but if you die again, I am not here for you.
Yeah, well, she didn't allow him to die to sabotage.
Fair.
You know, on your own laurels, so to speak.
Exactly. Kale is pissed that she saved Nox. I agree with him. That was really risky.
What? Hold on. Oh, a jewel thief wouldn't have ever saved anyone. Now, if you were being honest, that's a very assassin thing to do. Save him.
Yeah, but she was also risking being the last one to get the flag.
Yeah. Was she? The guy who she saved was definitely going to come in after her.
She made 18th place, I think.
Yeah, out of how many?
I don't remember.
Clearly more than 18.
Yeah, and she was ahead of Nox.
I think it just showed that she's human. If anything, it really threw him off the trail of her being an assassin. Because, again, what a weird thing to struggle with as an assassin.
Well, and then they have one-on-one conversation of Kale talking with her, and he learns that she was trained by the king of assassins, and that she had to repay for her training. And I think
they bring up prostitution, too.
They say brothel.
She does.
Yeah.
She brings up, well, okay, the brothel. Oh, you know, those women got to pay back. Oh, for what? The dresses. The finery.
There's another murder. Then there were more tests. They weren't in depth. It was just, there was one about stealth.
Who was murdered?
I don't know their
I
names.
think it's the guy who she saved.
No, not Nox.
Are you sure?
Nox is still alive, yes. Okay. Because it's at the end of these chapters that Dorian sees her training with Nox, and Dorian asks Kale, like, who's that guy? And kind of acting a little jealous. And Kale's like, they've been training. Do you want me to shut it down? He's like, no, it's fine. It's good she has a friend.
Okay.
Nox is still alive.
Okay. All right.
Trivia question. How old is Nox?
22.
No.
19.
No.
26.
Close.
He's 25 years old.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I didn't actually write it down. I just remembered it.
Don't
so I could be wrong. It's really shitty trivia questions.
Correct.
Correct. But you better fact check me.
I won't. I will go on the rest of his story. Now, next time it's like, Knox is only 3 years from drawing his pension. I'll be like, God damn. A 28-year retirement plan.
The prince hasn't been hanging out with her, but he still shows up to all of these events, and then he winks at her when he shows up to these events, and she blushes, and she really likes it.
Because he's super handsome.
He's so handsome. She got caught. She didn't get caught. At one point, she recognized she was just staring at him.
What was it the Cloudy Chance of Meatballs? The blah, blah. No, it was Lego Movie. Blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I think of.
Chapter 23. She has a nightmare in that she's back in the prison.
Super graphic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Kale wakes her up and then lets her know she wasn't invited to the event.
Hey, I just wanted to come in here and make sure you knew that you're not coming.
He wakes her up and he's like, you're having a nightmare. She's like, oh my God, where am I? He's like, you're in the castle. And
she's like, why the fuck are you in my room?
Yes. And he's like, well, today is Sam Hewen, which is like Halloween or something like that.
Yeah, it's a harvest festival thing.
Yes. And she's like, oh, is there going to be a dinner tonight?
There is. It's going to be awesome. Ooh, you want me to bring you back a plate? Sorry. Not happening. Enjoy your pea soup.
So yeah, that happened. But then he's like, if you want to celebrate religious practices or something like that, if you have any religious practices, you need to get ready now so you can get there, essentially.
Okay, he says that, but my favorite part of this is him also making fun of her for having them.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, an assassin who has religion? You wench. And then she's like, well, we do their things for the festival, so harvest happens. And he's like, no, ash coats things and fertilizes them. And I'm like, okay, so I can understand. Yes, good job. You till ash into soil, more nutrient rich. I understand. But it's hilarious that he woke her up from a dead sleep.
Well, she was screaming.
That's what I'm saying. Well, yeah, okay, so she was already clearly elevated. He wakes her up. Has a pretty flimsy excuse for why he is in her room at that moment.
He said that he was
any number of people could have come in there and woke her up. He's like, you've been screaming. Well, how long have you been here?
You added that.
He's been watching her sleep
with a purpose to tell her, and then he's like, "Oh my God, you're screaming! Like, wake the fuck up! You're having a nightmare."
I'm dubious of his reasons for being in that room at that point. I will not lie, and I think her dreams are trying to protect her from the creep who is K-hole. Okay, but so he wakes her up. She just a very traumatic dream. No coffee, no nothing to ease her into her day. He's like, ooh, today's a special holiday. She's like, oh my God, it snuck right up on me. There's no calendars in my room. And he's like, well, it's Sam Hewen, so there's going to be a great feast. Food's going to be incredible. Dancing. It's going to be a hell of a party. Oh my God, let me get ready. Well, actually, get ready to go observe whatever religion you got if you got one, which I doubt you do because you're an assassin. And she's like, oh, I can't have religion? He's like, I don't believe in it. And she's like, well, clearly you don't know how the festival works. He's like, you don't understand science, you dumb bitch. And then he like slaps her a little bit.
No, he doesn't.
And she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, oh, okay, why don't you go do your religious thing while I go to this party? Because did I mention you're not invited? And she's like, well, I'm sure other people will also not be invited. He's like, no, absolutely everybody else that's ever been in this castle will be down there dancing and partying. It'll be just not you and just not one other person. Well, who's the other person? I couldn't tell you that if I wanted to.
He doesn't tell her all that. Sadly, it's worse because she finds out that's the case.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. It's more or less how the conversation goes. He's just like, let me be an asshole to you. By the way, you look like shit. Like you've been screaming and flailing in bed. Go fix your face. Bathe your stinky ass.
Tell her to get ready, but don't dress too elaborately today for this holiday.
Put your tits away, Edith.
Yeah.
You're just going for a Halloween party, but not one of the cool ones. Sam Hewen's the one night of the year that all the women of court can dress like total sluts. And nobody can say anything. Some of the more provocative princesses just wear lingerie. She's out there wearing like footy pajamas.
Oh no, you're right. She's in a dress that's like several hundred years old.
Out of fashion. It's probably not that old. It's 100 years out of fashion. She's just an old dress. And then the guy's like, wow, that's an interesting fashion choice. And she's like, yeah, by like several centuries.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it looks good. And then we learn the prince has a foot fetish.
Oh, I don't know where you're going, but please come back to that.
I will.
Several centuries. Like if we're 1 century away right now, that's not too bad. And
poodle skirts.
What, the 20s?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm picturing the
No, you're right. Poodle skirts is 50s.
Right.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
The pencil little
Yeah, they're
cigarette
really-
dresses or whatever they're
Yeah,
called.
they're super cute. Like that's completely fine. 100.
It wouldn't be fine if you were just out and about in the world, and if you see somebody dressed up like they're in the roaring 20s just about town, you'd be like, excuse me?
If you go to a formal party, let's say prom, high school, they're young. That's not outrageous.
Okay, for women, that's probably true. For men, it is definitely odd.
Okay, yeah. If you went to a regular, like if you went to a modern day wedding in a mobster style pinstripe suit,
wild cigar and a Tommy gun. I don't look out of place, see? Yeah, we gotta blend in, eh? And then the girl's like, oh, thank you, sir. Let me light your cigarette. And she pops out this little metal foldable thing, and it just pops out this very long cigarette. Like, hey, you don't mind, do you? Me and Johnny over here go sit at the bar. And they're talking to the bartender like it's a speakeasy. And you'd be like, this is completely normal behavior. It's only been 100 years. Guys, how quickly it falls out of fashion. Let us not look at them as anything different than the rest of us.
I was thinking like several centuries, like
Even
1800s dresses. That would be so embarrassing.
You see a dude rolling around in a Mr. Darcy a suit, and he's just walking about, and he's not a professional butler.
He's just going to Walmart.
Don't mind if I do. I think that would be so fucking funny.
So that's the kind of dress she's wearing to this. But she loves it, and she looks like a hottie in it. So whatever she says it.
I know.
It fits her well. And like Dorian was like, oh no, it looks good. It's just, a little outdated.
He's like, honestly, well, okay, 1950s one-piece swimsuits, right?
Yeah.
You imagine those bad boys. You're like, okay, you got a rockin' bod. You can still tell.
Exactly.
Good for them. I love the idea that it's like 200 years ago, the women were just, the implication is that they were more promiscuous.
Yeah.
Than they are now.
Yeah.
It's like we had, reverse.
Regression.
Yes, there we go. I was going to say reverse progression. That's great. Regression. Yes, thank you.
Progression.
I'm a fucking idiot. I cannot rub my two brain cells together today. Yeah, so things have just really regressed in the last 200 years. So he's like checking her out. What does he notice about her?
I don't remember this feet comment.
Her shoes.
Okay.
And how it looks like little red piggies and trying to go to the market or some nonsense. Is what he brings up.
I don't remember.
Little cherry piggies or something. It's described so stupidly. It's not her toes, but it's like her feet. It does happen. Go to this point in the book.
Okay, we're in chapter 23. My eyes are watering.
Sam Hewen shoes. I'll find them.
The folds of fabric, like the flowing waters of a river, were rather attractive. You're looking festive. Selena's brows lowered. The Lady Lillian's servants were attending the service when she dressed, said Kayal. There was nothing else to wear. Of course, corsets required assistance to get in and out of, and the dresses were a labyrinth of secret clasps and ties. My apologies, my Lord Prince, Selena said. Her eyes were bright and angry, and a blush rose to her cheek. I'm truly sorry my clothes don't suit your taste. No, he said quickly, glancing at her feet. They were clad in red shoes, red like the winter berries beginning to pop out on the bushes.
Okay.
It's fucking weird. What if we spent so much time? We went without the folds of the dress flow nicely.
Oh,
That's it. And then he glanced down to her shoes, which were red, like winter berries about to pop off the bush. So I thought he was describing toes at first. And then I'm like, no, it's not. It's the shoes. But also, why are we focused? It's such in-depth information on shoes.
Well, I'm thinking about how she didn't have assistance to use a corset, so she's without a corset, and that she's probably just braless, nips out. Not like nips out, but
That's a wild take.
she's just like, no, I look great.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston.
I don't think that's what's happened here. I think the dress is literally flowy.
Okay.
Because it's described the folds in the fabric flow.
Yeah.
There are folds in that fabric.
Oh,
it's not like a pencil.
It's not showing her figure at all. It's
Right.
almost like wearing, like how you wrap a towel around you, but it's just fabric.
Oh, maybe. I know it's enough that he's pretty excited about it. But then when he gets to her shoes, he's real excited. And I'm like, oh, he's just a weirdo. It's not really a pretty dress. He's just a creep. He's like, I just want you to step on me with those little berry shoes. Butt plug, there's more. I mean, wait. There's a plug. Hey, while we got you, join our Patreon for early access to episodes and Patreon exclusive content like full nude videos.
No, definitely not full nude. No.
Oh, sorry, I misread that. Full videos. My bad.
We'd love to see you there, as your support will help us continue this podcast and creating content.
Butt plug out.
We kind of jumped ahead a little bit. Some of my notes were, while she's in the room talking with Kale before she goes out for the day, she smells rose, like that rose smell.
Hmm.
And I picked that up when listening to it to get my notes. It's Sam Hewen. It's a holiday after religious services. She sees Dorian and he comments on her clothes being outdated, but Kale told her not to dress elaborately and she didn't have anyone to help her. So that kind of pissed me off that whole thing happened. I think there's a war about to happen in Nehemia's land from Dorian's father, and they don't want to tip her off. And we touched on that because I wasn't understanding. And she mentions your king. Kale, Nehemia, and Selena, they're walking around, and they came upon Cain, who was messing around in the dirt. And there was something with word marks there in the dirt also. And he nods to Kale. Okay, I do have that note. That did happen. Nehemia stares at Selena's forehead or her eyebrow and is accusing her of being something that she doesn't know. She's like, there's more to you than you're telling me. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And also kind of pesters her a little bit about knowing more about the word marks that she's implying. And Selena's like, I know nothing. I just found out about it.
But Nehemia knows that she's a transformer.
I don't know.
Because there's more than meets the eye, Adri.
Quite literally, because she kept staring at her eyebrow.
Yeah. Transformers more than meets the eye. Do you remember that?
No.
That was the Transformers phrase.
Phrase? Or
Yeah, it was. No, that was the phrase back in the day.
More than meets the eye?
Yeah. Because they appeared to be cars and shit. And it turns out they were also robots that were also cars. The whole thing is a little odd, but for sure. Just think somebody could have been like, I've been inside Optimus Prime.
Ew.
Oh, well,
like that.
A little judgmental of you.
Chapter 24, she's back in her room and she's looking at this tapestry that's on her wall. And she notices that wind blowing through. But while she's noticing that, she's describing this tapestry. She says there is a full-grown, like a full-sized person in this tapestry. And I told you when this was playing, because I'm like falling asleep and we're listening to our chapters. I'm like, that's so creepy. And you're like, what's creepy about that? I'm like, when you walk into a room and you just like get startled seeing like a person, like a full-size person in a tapestry, that would scare the shit out of me every single time.
What I heard you complaining about was that it was a grown person. And I was like, you would prefer there was a tapestry of a child on the wall.
Not a child, but definitely like
a small person.
Not human-sized art.
Humans are variable sizes. Anywhere from born to be like 15 inches or what? No, that would be a pretty tiny baby. Okay, 19, 20-inch long baby at birth to some humans are like 7 feet and change. It's quite a vast difference.
But if there was like a tapestry on the wall and it had a person on there, 5.5, 6 feet, every time I walk in that room, I would be startled, especially
every time. You would
truly
never get used to it.
No, I think that eventually you would, but like if you're just hanging out here, I would like look at the corner of my eye and be like, ah.
That's crazy. No, I feel like this would never be an issue for me.
I have this problem with coats hanging at the wrong angle or spot.
Listen, this gets into a whole diagnosis.
Like
that
your
I think
coveralls, if those are hanging wrong. Just a little jolt of, ah.
You know what I love? Sometimes when I hear us talk, I realize how much I love you. And it's not in any way to make fun of you. I truly you just gave me this deep, deep feeling of affection. And you're my person. And I think it's so great. And it's good that we have each other.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I think about this and I'm like, oh, I have to have music going in my head all the time. That's a thing that somebody would probably diagnose me with something later on for my need of that. you, every time you walk in a room being startled by coveralls,
Not
is
every
your
time.
thing.
It's just like if it's just
Oh my God, pants.
if it's just at the wrong angle.
It's so
Yeah.
funny. I love it so much. There's robes hanging up in our room. Do you ever assume there's people in them?
No, yeah, like I can be startled by that. Like sometimes I hang up my coat in a spot in the office, like I put it there. And if I'm listening to music and I turn my head to look at one side of my screen, I'm like, oh fuck, and it's my own coat that I put there every day.
Okay, you're right. This tapestry would really bother you. You need a much smaller or much larger human figure.
And to clarify, I'm not hanging my coat on like a coat hook and it's against a wall. It's hanging up on like a cubicle divider thing. So it's not in like against a wall. It's like where it's right next to where someone would be standing if they came to talk to me.
When I walk in your office, I often stand near the wall.
You startle me also where you just open the door. I'm like, ah.
I knock almost every time.
I-
You have headphones on almost every time. Okay, you're right. The tapestry. Would you be more comfortable if it was a 15-foot tall person?
Yeah, actually, I think so because then it loses its. That's a person there because it would like the regular person height is maybe up to the
I assume
waist.
a tapestry is like not to the floor. I assume it's like on a wall. So the 6-foot tall person is currently levitating 4 or 5 feet off the floor in my mind. And that's enough for me to go, probably not a human.
I don't know. But yeah, that would. I just think that really took me off guard was, oh, it's a full size person.
Okay.
There in your room every day.
And our assassin is also startled.
She wasn't. And
She could have been.
but anyways, in this scene is when she finds that door, right? She's like, there's this and this, and she opens up the door and she thinks about
Shawshank style.
Yep. And she thinks about, well, if I'm gonna go into this creepy tunnel thing, I need to get yarn to walk through this to get my way back.
There's a song about this too.
Is there?
Secret tunnel.
Oh, shut the fuck up. When I heard this scene, I was thinking of Bob's Burgers, where Bob is stuck in the walls
Yes.
of the castle, though.
Yes, 100%. I think
Or-
that's so cool.
Or like Harry Potter, there were the sewage tunnels everywhere.
I don't remember that enough. I believe that though.
That's how the snake was getting around.
I forgot about the snake. There's a big snake in that movie.
Yep.
I remember there being a big snake in a bathroom or something.
Yep.
Just crawling through the water pipes. What the fuck? It doesn't matter. That's also a world of magic. It doesn't need to make sense.
No, but these tunnels seem to be intentional and they're for spying. And when she first goes in, she finds her escape through essentially like this little sewage drainage thing. And she sees a boat and all of this, and there's a way out.
A shit ship.
Yep. And she's kind of back and forth. And I think she decides not to because of the consequences, because she's very confident she's going to win anyways.
Yes.
So she walks back up, and there's these 3, she keeps calling them portals.
Holes.
Yeah. But I think with the term portal in fantasy, it seemed very interesting. So she picked one. I think she picked the middle one. And then when she came back up, she's between the right and the left one was kind of eerie and ominous and making weird whispery sounds. So she's like, I'm going in the opposite direction. So she goes to the left one. And when she goes down in that pathway, what does she find? You remember?
No, but I love that the ominous sounds could have just been somebody like grunting from taking a shit. And she's like, no, you need to stay out of there. It could be a monster. And it's just one dude making weird fart noises.
I remember what happened when she went down the other way. She walks down the other way, and this is when she's realizing that these tunnels essentially are used for spying because there's grates underneath of these rooms, and she can see inside of them, but they can't see her because of the way the lighting all works. And she sees Kale, he's drunk and happy, and it makes her feel all warm and fuzzy, you know, kind of thing. But then she like starts noticing, well, there's that champion, and there's that champion. Wait.
Fucking everybody's here.
Everyone, why are they invited and I'm not? And she sees Dorian and she sees Parrington, but she never found Kane. And so all that happens. And I think Kale has a moment where he's getting ready to leave the room and she's like, oh, fuck, he could be coming to my room. And so
I know he likes to watch me sleep. She scuttles back.
So yeah, she runs back to her room. And I think by the time she gets back to her room, she's falling asleep or something like that. And that's when Dorian is first at her door.
Yeah, well, she's clearly out of breath, and she has to move all the shit that she stuffed in there to make it look like she was in there asleep. I imagine she's just making that little, like, over-the-top snoring noise.
Dorian shows up to her room just to stare at her. He's just staring,
Yeah,
looking at
he
her.
and old Squeeface got something in common. They're both creeps.
Well, Kale shows up, and I think Kale could have played it off with just like, dude, I was looking for you. Why are you here?
Yeah, I mean, my job is to keep you safe. And instead he's like, wait, why are you outside the room that I want to be outside of?
Yeah, I think Kale could have played it off like, I've been looking for you this whole time.
Yeah.
This is my last ditch effort to find you, and here you are. He didn't
Get your
play
dick
that.
out of your hand.
Ew.
What are you doing?
Well, he gets Dorian to leave, and then he stays. And when I first listened, I was very startled. I'm like, wait, Kale, what are you doing here? What? And he actually goes in and wakes her up.
Again, weird. Middle of the night, he's waking her up. Again.
Yeah, it's like 2 a.m.
She's like, don't you ever sleep? He's like, no. I spend all my time thinking of you. Here's a gift.
But he doesn't even act romantic with it. He's just like really nervous. He's like, he just has a strong desire to do it, but yet he doesn't want to do it. He gives her the ring, and she like falls asleep, back asleep with her hand on her breast. That was with the ring on her heart. I'm like, all right. And he's like, I should probably just take it off her. I'm like, dude, quit. Commit. You gave it to her. Now go.
Well, that's the thing, though. He wanted more from that.
I don't know what he wanted. I don't even think he knew what he wanted.
You know what he should have done? He should have went in that room and been like, listen, if we creak the door here, I left the door down there creaked open. We get some of the music down the hall. Let's have a dance party, homie. Let's do this.
But he doesn't even know that he's into her. He just wanted to give her this ring, and then he wanted to take it back because I don't think he...
So we're right back to where I was. He might be dumb.
Yeah. I don't know.
What are these warm feelings I'm feeling?
Yeah.
Why does my penis get hard when I think of her?
Stop it.
I can nary enter a shower without imagining her soft skin.
Well,
He's a fucking
yeah,
goober.
he's in denial because he also gets jealous feelings later. He's like, I don't think these are jealous.
I've never liked a girl before. In my 20 years, all I've felt is nothing but a deep companionship with the prince. These guys are just dumb.
So Chaos stole a gift given to women at the party, and he gave it to her. And this was my moment of realizing he's the jewel thief. But
Yeah, well, I think you're right.
Chapter 25. Supposedly,
I think he's setting her up to look like a jewel thief. She wasn't at the party, but she got that jewel. We murder somebody who had that jewel and that was given out at the party. Who's got one that wasn't there? Boom, her. All he's got to do is dispose of the ring. He's framed her for murder.
Oh my God, that's not going to happen. It better not. Pissed.
It'd be cool.
So supposedly she has a dream, but it was very real, of her going back down that passage and her going to the right as she smells the rose scent, and she finds a tomb of a queen and king with the moonlight casting on the queen's face. And the queen ended up being Elena.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I don't actually know how to spell that. Elena and Gavin, the first king and queen of Otterlin. And I think Elena was half fae.
Yep.
And then Elena actually shows up. And I thought the first time listening, she was alive. She's not alive. She's a spirit.
Yes.
And she says, I only have so much time of distraction. And I think,
Obi-Wan, there is no time.
yeah, it's exactly like that moment. It's Elena. It's just like, is Gavin distracting someone? And she's like, well, yeah, who do you think? And it was like, the Guardians. She's like, the Guardians. She's like, you know who the Guardians are? She's like, the Gargoyles? She's like, yeah, the Gargoyles. I'm like, what? I thought they were stone. And we're just accepting that the Gargoyles are real and they're protecting something. And she's given an amulet to protect her, and that she must destroy something wicked in the castle before a portal is ripped open. What do you think of all that? What did you think of that scene?
I didn't have a lot of thoughts with that scene, first of all, because the princess is also a part of this, right? I got kind of confused during
The princess? No, Nehemia has nothing to do with any of this.
So my understanding was that Nehemia and the queen looked so similar, or something like that. Maybe in my head I'm creating a link there because of princess and queen.
I think so, but the tapestry is Elena.
Right. I don't know. When I heard Elena, I thought of a tangential character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In another book, a very similar name to Elena. And I was like, oh, maybe these are linked.
They're not.
Oh, well, then I've got nothing for this. Oh, yeah, timeline. You already went over that. Yeah, I don't really have much. I think she's gonna be like some great long lost great granddaughter or something. So she's gonna be like 1/8 Fae, and she'll end up with
Oh, Selena?
yes.
Okay. But these would technically be Dorian's family members, right?
Providing that the kingdom had stayed in the same hands the whole time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm assuming that that's not the case.
And what do you think about the wicked thing that's there at the castle?
There's
You
something
think
out here
that's
eating people.
Cain?
It could be Cain. It could be Duke Partridge. It could be
I think it's the gargoyles.
maybe, but wouldn't they be easy enough to destroy?
I don't know.
Push them off from where they're at
Saying.
while they're in their stone form and crumble.
The reason I thought it was the gargoyles is we have Elena. She is using a portal that needs the gargoyles distracted. And then when time is running out, we hear this snarly, animalistic sound.
Yes, we have a were creature of some sort.
And because the gargoyles needed distracted, I'm assuming they're no longer distracted, and those are the ones that are making that snarly animal noise.
Oh, see, and I totally thought it was Cain.
And then the snarly animal noise sounds like the type of creature that killed the people in the castle.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. I just, instead of it being gargoyles in my head, that was Cain.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think
think you're
Cain's
right.
cheating, but I don't think becoming a monster.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
All right. I'm dubious of all of it.
And this is supposedly a dream that she's having. And then she runs back to her room, it goes black, and then she wakes up, but she does have the amulet.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think it was a dream.
But she's having these moments of dreamlike states like this one. And then later when she finds that book, The Walking Dead, she's like, I don't even know how I found this book. It's like another dream.
I thought it was with the pile of books that she was given to read.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought that's how that book came about. And she's like, why would he send me this? And then it was like, oh, it's got dirt on it. Well, that means it's got Cain's fingers all over that bad boy.
That's what I think. I think that was what Cain was digging up or something like that.
But I don't know that Cain is the one trying to make sure she has the book.
Right. Somebody is, though. That was mentioned that.
And we could assume it was Kaol from Kaol being around when Cain was digging in the dirt.
Maybe.
I think it's kind of what we're left with. But I think she is like astral projecting, so to speak.
Oh.
I think it's more or less what that is when she's interacting with the queen. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I wondered if the portal between our worlds was like death and life, and that the queen could only interact with Selena when she was in a dreamlike state and move through that portal.
Oh, yeah. I kind of like that. Yeah, I'll run with that.
I don't know.
I'm having a hard time because I know magic exists in this world, and that's making everything super complicated for me to understand.
Yeah, I don't.
Because I'm like, there's magic that nobody can acknowledge is happening yet.
But
until
magic
they
has
do.
been banned in some way.
I bet murder has been banned also, and it appears to be happening all the goddamn time.
Okay, I'm really eager to ask you about this. Chapter 26, Kaol barges into her room and asks, where were you? And I think it's because somebody else had been murdered that night, and he goes, yeah, a champion was found dead. This is when I started piecing together. I think it was the gargoyles that are doing it. I don't know why.
Perhaps he shipped the gargoyles out there to murder her, and she wasn't in her room at the time. She was off meeting with the queen, and that's why he's so insistent. Where the fuck were you?
How did he know she wasn't in there?
That's what I'm saying. He's bad guy.
But yet he doesn't admit. He would not admit. It's not that he didn't. He wouldn't.
He refused.
He refused to admit it. And she says, you barged into my room last night to give me this.
And he's like, yeah, that took 2 seconds.
He's like, I'm talking about after that.
Yeah, what were you? Whose boots have your bed been under?
Huh.
Wait, whose bed have your boots been under?
But then that also kind of tells us that in whatever way that he knew she wasn't there, that wasn't a dream, and that she literally left and went there.
That makes sense, because my first impression was that it wasn't a dream. She tried to convince herself it was a dream, and then through hearing you talk about it, I was like, fuck, maybe it was an astral projection or something. I might be more lost on this now than when I started. I think that she was literally not there.
Yeah, I don't.
That is currently where I'm at. I believe
Right.
she was literally meeting with the queen. I think that her being able to perceive the queen was either some sort of magic thing, or they are linked through some sort of blood connection, and that's why she's the one that the queen was presented to.
I don't know.
It's some sort of super special chosen one thing, but I think Cahill is either right now the bad guy because he would obviously be a bad guy, or he's a good guy because he would obviously be the bad guy. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I still think he's a good guy.
Okay.
But yeah, neither one of us know what's going on. There was a body found, so then there's no training that day. So she went into the tunnel and she found the same thing as in her dream. She found the tomb there. And then she leaves to go to the library in a gorgeous dress. That was kind of interesting. This time she's in a beautiful dress. And that's when she walks by this body and there's word marks everywhere. And she notices one in particular that I think is the same one that was found on Queen Elena.
That very well is probably true.
Or maybe
Yes.
a word mark on a different body.
Yeah, she's noticing the similarities in word marks. And the thing about word marks is they denote something that humans cannot see.
Yeah.
So is the thing still there and she is human, therefore she cannot see it? Or can other people not see what she's seeing and therefore she is not completely human?
Oh, what if her seeing the word marks is a giveaway and Nehemia knows what she is?
And
Nehemia's
that's why
like,
she's shocked that she can't read them. She's like, wait, you don't know anything about the word marks, but yet you can see the word marks? That's fucking
yeah.
crazy. That's what I thought too.
Like Nehemia knows she's half Fae and she can see them. She's
Well,
like,
partially Fae.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into the whole genetics argument.
and that's why she's just like, what do you mean you don't know anything?
And
about the word
Nehemia
marks?
is tall and all the things that normally denote you as being Fae. She's unbearably beautiful and tall and a
She
warrior.
is tall?
She's taller than our girl is.
Okay. I didn't even pick up on that. But nobody else seems weirded out that she can see them.
Is she bringing them up to everybody? She's saying it out loud to anybody other than Nehemia?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But they can't find any research information about them or anything like that.
She's currently
no-go.
doing that. That's what she
She's
goes
trying.
and does next. She goes to the library. She was headed to the library. And then the boys are having a duel. Dorian is whiny about why he isn't as good as Kaol because they used to be equal in their fighting skills. And then Dorian is like, I actually like books more.
Yeah,
And he hasn't
Kaol
been
doesn't
fighting.
is like, I don't need to know how to read. I can
Kaol
use a
does
sword.
read. Kaol is in the library with her next.
Yeah, we didn't. I'm just pointing out. I don't think he's.
But I found it really whiny of Dorian, who's just like, well, like I haven't been practicing lately. That's why. It's like, actually, you should be solving these murders. So, how about we're done. We're done now.
Yeah, here's the thing.
And he
I'm not
pretended to
convinced that he's
faint.
tough.
There was a tiny detail that says Dorian pretended to faint.
Yeah, okay. I'm not saying that he's a tough guy. I would agree with you. I don't believe he's a tough guy. Or maybe he's feigning his weeniness to throw everybody off the trail.
This validated my feelings that
Okay.
Dorian's a little bit. I'm like, you fainted? You pretended to faint to
Hey,
get out of this fight?
Sorry about our hyper-masculine podcast hosts here. It's okay if you're a man and you faint. That doesn't make you less of a man.
I didn't say fainting was not. I said faking.
She doesn't believe that you're a weenie who's actually a girl in disguise just because you faint and you're not the toughest man out there.
Gonna beat you.
Oh, God, please don't. No, are you less attracted to me?
And they bicker over Selena. Chapter 27. Nehemia teases Selena about questioning the gargoyles being stone. I don't know. They have that moment too where Selena asks her, like, do you think that they're real? Like, they come alive? She's like, no, they're stone.
Yeah, well, see, she's doing the classic Toy Story, right? She's like, hey, before you leave the room, do all these guys start walking around and doing shit? Like, they may be worried. She's like, that's Gargoyle Lightyear right there. I can tell. I can see it in his eyes. And Amy is like, excuse me? She's past the point. She's a grown adult now.
She tells Selena not to learn more about the word marks. The girls discuss the murder. There's a man missing his brain. Kane comes up and talks
Isn't
to
there always?
him. And he looks bigger. That just seemed weird to me to think someone is just bigger, but yet you're like, that's, no.
She's like, probably not. He's a little engorged, though.
And I wondered if he's actually not the bad guy because he was described to have white teeth. They're like, that seems like an odd detail.
Well, you would brush them after you chewed on somebody's bones.
He knows who Selena is. Kaol and Dorian talk about Selena's readiness, so those two are just having their own private conversation while she's fighting. And it sounds like Dorian didn't like her training with Nox, and Kaol seemed jealous of Dorian. This is him having this little moment of like, No, I don't think I'm jealous, but I also didn't like that.
Yeah, he's not super insightful. I know that to you he's plenty intelligent.
I don't know about insightful. I don't think he knows that he likes her.
Listen, I'm trying to help you out here. I don't know. I think he's really, really bad at this.
Okay, I bet you're right. Selena brings up the word marks to Kale, and we learn that there's something about a goddess traveling through a word gate to different places. Again, not following yet. And then there's the Walking Dead book, and it smells of dirt. And that is kind of the end. And she leaves the book.
I'm pretty stoked to see what's going to come of all of that, though.
Yeah.
Like, I really need to know because we've got so many balls rolling now.
Yes.
Things have got to start happening. You're right. Not a lot really happened in this, but so much developmentally happened in these chapters.
Mm-hmm. And, well, I feel like the last 3 chapters were really big.
Even the ones, though, where before she's crawling down in the tunnels, her quips back and forth and her interpersonal relationships with each one of these people is challenged at a certain point.
True.
So I enjoyed that. And as much as I like to give him shit, like K-Hole, he's fine. I don't dislike him as a character. I actually don't dislike a single character in this so far. She's on a borderline with me sometimes because she's just like, I could be doing better, but I better not bring attention to myself. And then she's like, well, I'll bring a little attention to myself, but not because I'm better, because of this other thing. And I'm like, what is your plan? To try to pretend to be mediocre all the way through the end of this competition?
That is the plan. That was Chaos' plan. He's like, just be medium.
But you
Don't
won't
draw
win
attention.
being medium.
Yes, you do. The way this thing plays out, it's pretty much being medium.
Oh, I do not believe that the king is looking for the most mediocre candidate.
The way that this plays out, though, the way these trials are going, if you are the last person, you get kicked out. If you are the best person, you're a target and they're going to take you out.
I agree with appearing to be not the greatest, but you should at least shoot for being in the upper echelon so it's semi-feasible when you win.
I think you don't need to pull out your best moves until the end.
Pull out your second best move. Do something. I don't think that...
You just need to not be last.
All right, let me ask you this. If you're watching a bunch of people race, right? They're just running around in a circle, literally just running a foot race, and there's 25 of them. The person that is doing between the 15th and 18th best person running in that circle of 25 people, nobody knows that person's name, right? But now, after 40 races, that person's just not being eliminated, just not being eliminated. They are gradually better than the just barely missing the cutoff all the way through. At a certain point, would you have assumed that they were a sandbagging piece of shit by the time they got to, like, I don't know, there's 4 left?
That's the best move. Don't draw attention to yourself. I agree with that.
I don't think it's all bad. I just think that it doesn't make sense. Okay, the 7th best person. Does anybody know that person's name out of 25?
No, but if the people who are getting first and second are also targets of crimes outside of the races to take out first and second.
That's weird because Kane has been the most dominant force of everybody there and he's not being taken out.
He's cheating.
He's not being taken out. She's cheating and she's not being taken out.
She's not cheating.
She's lying about her identity and every other thing going on.
That's not cheating.
What is your other... Oh, you think the magic ring. That's the thing. They got you there.
There's something... He even admits, he's like, they pull out all the stops type of thing.
Right.
To win.
Okay, so you think that he's just not effectively being targeted because they're aware that he is cheating?
I don't know.
What could they do differently? Like, I understand the logic behind it, but it's such an odd logic to have. I would be shocked if somebody that was routinely in the lower third of a group of people of 25, when it was reduced to half of that number, that person is still sitting comfortably in the lower third of that group.
That's the way to do it.
It's so suspicious. It's crazy.
Yes.
You would be shocked. You could be the 5th best.
But there's no attention on them, so
There's no attention on the 7th person either. And that 7th person would have made it through that same amount of rounds and not been suspicious. It would have been like, oh yeah, it makes sense that the 7th best person remains about the 7th best. You get down to the top 4 and you're like, well, that person really snuck in under the wire. If this person was 18 out of 25 and they sneak in and they make it to the top 4, you're like, something fucking weird's going on here.
I don't know. The way they're doing the challenges also, though, just not being last is okay. You might not be first at archery, and you don't have to be first in a race, but each of these challenges, there was also one with stealth.
If the only goal is to earn your freedom, yes.
I don't understand the goals.
The goal is so that you work for the king. You're in the service of. You are their champion. You are the greatest champion. You are everything they need in a human or in a person, whatever. The goal is to be impressive to that person at the end of this so that while you are employed with them, they are treating you well and you are afforded privileges, and then you are granted freedom at the end. I think that you are better serving that by at least appearing to be more competent than most. If not, you don't have to be the most competent all the way through. You're right. But I don't believe that if you were in like fifth through 8th place, you're not drawing attention to yourself.
I think there must be something in it for those who are bringing their champions.
Yeah, they also earn king's favor and all this kind of stuff. If it's like, I think there is prize money or something big there. But I'm saying, what the fuck is the point in being that far down the pack? Other than you will begin to attract attention as the games get tighter and you remain there. And especially if you constantly remain above the cutoff. If I go run a race with 4th graders, okay, at a certain point, somebody's going to be like, I think he's just not quite losing on purpose. It's going to be very obvious by the 5th or 6th time the cutoff is.
Yeah, but at that point, it doesn't matter. You're down to the last 5.
So only the 4 other most dangerous, competent people in this competition remain. And I'm not remotely concerned about being taken out by the people who were most already incentivized to be good at taking me out.
I don't know.
It seems wild to me. I think you'd be better off sabotaging the really, really good people and doing okay as you go. Therefore, your field of competition is less capable as you're moving through the games. Does that make sense?
I think there's more than one tactic.
There's more than one way to skin a cat. I get what you're saying.
Yep.
I agree. I'm just thrown off by our world-class assassin that is world famous and our choice of these games.
Yeah, the games weren't what I expected.
It is so odd to me that we're doing more or less Ninja Warrior nonsense.
Yeah.
That isn't really Ninja Warrior, but it kind of is. And we're like, that's going to be the best person to protect the king. What? Okay, fine. You scale a wall well. That I'm on board with. You fight well. Great. You're an all-around jack of all trades.
I thought it was going to be more Hunger Games style.
I mean, it sort of is now.
Not really.
People are dying. People are being saboteured on the stage, so to speak.
Yeah.
I think it's getting to be a little Hunger Gamesy.
Yeah, and somebody's killing them in the castle. And only the champions.
You know what's going to be really weird? At this rate, the competition's going to become shorter than the king intended. Perhaps he won't be back in time to see it end.
Right now we're at fall. We have only a few more weeks, several more weeks until Maas.
Maas. I love this. Honestly, the names are fun.
Well, I touched on everything that I wanted to discuss.
Me too.
I think I'm going to have a lot of regrets.
In things that we will see in hindsight that we were mistaken on.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think there will be a lot.
I think there are already so many from the first set. I just don't remember what they were.
Oh,
I wasn't that committed to any of the idea, but I'm pretty sure most of them were garbage.
I love you.
I love you.
You're my bestie.
You're my bestie. Thank you guys for supporting us. It's been a good time. If you'd like more,
follow us here, TikTok or Instagram. Fable, if you want to join our book club. Patreon, if you want episodes early.
Dropping on Tuesdays if you're into that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. Episodes are releasing on Tuesdays. If there's a 2-parter, it's going to be on Thursdays.
We accept 5-star reviews and nothing less. If you leave something less, you're a motherfucker.
No!
Oh.
Honest reviews.
Not that honest. Only leave a review if you're willing to be a 5-star honest person. Should we come up with something mean to say to him on the way out? I kind of want to pick on him.
No, I would say love you. Bye.
Oh, you can tell him that you love him.
Okay.
I won't.
Love you guys before Ryan bullies you out of here.
I'm fine with most of you. I love you, bye.